Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our channel. My name is Tracy, and I want to share something today, and it's a little bit emotional, and I'm trying to hold it together and not cry. So, everybody has been following us and know a little bit about our story and how far we've come, what we're planning to do, all of the things that we've gone through. And so this video is going to be just adding to what we've already done. Many of you know that we've been looking for a place because of the caretaker of the previous place and the treatment of cutting off our water, cutting off our electricity, releasing a dog, so many things. And because of that, we had to find something else. And so, because we had to find something else, it kind of put the business aspect on a temporary hold. So we haven't been able to focus so much on that, but we've had to look for a place. And so I started off this journey with wanting to come and to search out my roots and to be able to resettle and do something great. And I've had one challenge after the next. So we've finally got settled last week into this new place. And what was told to us is that you don't have to worry about water, and you'll all have your own electric meter. So we were so excited and so happy that finally we could have our peace, we could come and go as we needed. It felt so good. When I came to see the place, which I'm now in, it was nice and spacious in the living room, and it was, or what they call, is the hall. The chamber is the bedroom. So it was very nice, and the peace and quiet that is around, the birds that I could hear singing, I felt like, wow, this is the place. Now the very apartment that I want is not ready, so I'm in this temporary place. And so while we wait for that unit to get done. So we got everything in. The following day, I had my driver come and help me get everything situated. Wipe the place down, sweep and mop. But when he came, he decided that he wanted to look around, just kind of survey the area. And when he did, he came back and reported to me. And he says, Trace, this place, there's something not right. So he says, come on, let's go look. So he took me out and we started looking. Now, mind you, when he came back to report, he told me of just different things that he saw and noticed looking around. So I said, okay. So now that we're out of the apartment and we're just kind of looking around the compound, we started to notice things. So I told him, I said, you know, they promised to show me the water tank or the poly tank where the source of the water comes from into my unit. How many people is on my poly or on the poly tank and so forth. So I said, let's go find this poly tank. So I said, I think it's up over there. So we went up the stairs. There's like 3 flights of stairs. When we get to the very top on the roof, and we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the apartment building has 32 places inside. There's about 15, 16 of us, and some are moving in, but also some are moving out. So we counted 8. Okay, so there's 8. Then we went down and we saw another one across the hallway. We counted that one, it was 9. Now let me digress a bit. The day before, I went to get some light bulbs because there was no light bulbs in here. And I went across the road and there was an electric shop. And when I went, an owner that I had looked at his place was outside sitting. And he says, "Hey, did you ever find a place?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Where?" And I said, "Oh, across the road up there, that green apartment building." And he says, "Oh, okay, yeah, I've been referring people there, but I must tell you something. There's no water." I was like, "Oh." He says, "And the boys here in the barber shop are complaining, they're frustrated, and they're ready to move out this weekend." I said, "Oh." So I went in there into the electric shop. And when the guy came in there, I asked him, I said, "Well, are you one of the boys that is living over there in the green apartments and there's no water?" He said, "Yeah, I'm one." I said, "How many do you guys, is in the apartment unit that is having problems?" He said, "There's 4 of us." I was like, "Oh." He says, "But we're leaving. We're tired, we're frustrated. After 2 weeks of being here, we were asked for 60 CDs for water." He says, "But the water's flowing today." Well, guess what I found out? That the reason that the water is flowing, or was flowing that day, is because they just refilled. So I said, "Oh, wow." So I started to think. So I came back home. So now I'll fast forward. So now as me and my driver is going around looking, and we find the poly tanks, we knock on each one of them, and they're about halfway full, because you can knock and tell which is full and where it's empty, where the hollow part is. So he says, "Trace, this is only half full." And I was like, "Oh, wow." And then he knocked. So they were all half full. But there was only 8. Then one across the hall, which was 9. He's like, "You're bound to have trouble." So it didn't bother me as so much as the next thing. So we came down, and there's a door on the ground that has a padlock to it, but the padlock is unlocked. So when we removed the padlock and opened it, it's so many feet down. It's more than 6 feet down. It's, I don't know, 8. No, not 8, sorry. It's got to be 10 plus feet down. But you can see the bottom. And guess what? There was about this much water on the bottom. Supposedly that was where the rainwater is stored. So they channel it through PVC pipes and it drops down. And then they pump it up to the poly tanks. So, but because we're in the dry season and there's no rain, that I heard that the tanks were full last year. But because this is the dry season, there's been no rain. So they've been buying water. How is it that is a good thing? I was told there would be water, and now there's no water. We also found out that there is a group on WhatsApp that they all communicate. So when there's no water, they notify the group and everybody chips in. But what if nobody has money? Think. So we came up to my apartment and we started sitting and thinking, now what? So we decided to go out and look for me an air conditioning unit, because it's hot in Ghana. It's hot in Ghana. I'll say it a third time. It's hot in Ghana. So we left to go and look in an area called La Paz. So we went there and we looked around, and at the closing of the night, or the closing of the evening, right before it got dark, we found a place. Well, the guy wanted 2004, but he said he'll take 2002. This is in CDs, okay? So it's like $170, 2002. 2004, maybe it's a little bit more than that. So It's, just say $200 roughly. So that's rounding up. So then I said, okay. So then we decided to come back home. So I went by, my driver wanted to take me to his family to meet his family. And he said, well, when we finish meeting my family and another friend of mine, we'll go and I'll take you home. I said, okay. So we went by and we stuck there and talked, met my friend, and then it was time to go home. So at 10 o'clock, we traveled home. But when I opened my door, and I flipped on the light switch, no lights. So then I said, oh. So we checked around, no light switch. We thought it was a breaker, no lights. So then the neighbor across the road said, oh, I can help you guys. Of course, it's not without a cost. They want something. So then he came over, he did some disconnecting of some things and connected some things. And we had lights. Well, the minute we had lights, my next door neighbor, they said, well, we don't have any lights. So then, and then the other person that's connected, they didn't have any lights. So all of our wires are connected somehow. So then he went over and he did some things and he connected. Now we all have lights. So I wake up Saturday morning just to kind of go out and look to see what was done. And I traced my wire and traced it to 1 meter. And there were some people sitting out there by the meter that lived in the apartment. And they said, okay, the switch blew last night. None of us had power. They reconnected, now we have power, but the meter is not on. So I was like, wow. So we found out that the meter is connected to another connection. But we have electricity. But for how long? Who knows? So now, not only with the water, there's the issue of the electric. So I'm in a place where the electric may not be stable. The water isn't stable. And I'm asking myself the question, am I still supposed to stay? So I called the agent who found us the place and I told him what was going on. And so yesterday he found another place that has stable water because it has a borehole with a pump and has an electric meter. Every unit has their own. There's about 8 apartments in that one versus the 32 here. There's 2 big poly tanks and they switch between one poly tank to the next, but they'll always have water because the borehole will pump it up. It's like having a well, for those of you that know what a well is. Mr. Omuzu has traveled far, and I'm here. What do I do, everybody? Do I stay here hoping that a meter will come, water will come? Or for the 3rd time, I shift to another place? That is the question. So as I was thinking of doing this video, and I was sitting down thinking of all of what I'm going through, to have to try to pack up and to move a 3rd time is a lot for me. And so I want to cry so bad. All I wanted to do was come and start something. attend my church, make some little friends that I can, do some business, go back temporarily, and come back. So I say all of this to say, I want to thank all of our subscribers because we've hit over 100. We're at like 121 as of yesterday. We have over 3.4 thousand views. And I can't even count how many watch hours we have. It was in the hundreds. The channel is growing. I am a John the Baptist where I am going ahead of those that will be coming. And that journey is not easy. But I try to be real on this channel. And I don't want to be just putting things out and making everything appear to be beautiful. And yet things are not beautiful. Some people talk on their channel and they make it seem so attractive and whatnot. Ghana is very bittersweet. I love Africa. It is my home. It is my ancestral home. But it doesn't come without its own problems. Every country does. So I don't want to give you a false glory. People come in December to Ghana and they party and they have fun, they spend a lot of money, and they go home. And people that want to come and live, they're coming and living on those that come and party during December. And that's not true life. The true life are those of us that are here, that are going through various trials and are still able to be here and to remain and keep pressing forward until something finally settles and clicks in. I am a survivor, and I will survive. I love this place, and I love the people, even though they may not love me, because I am the child of a slave that the colonizers sent to the Americas, who has returned back to her homeland. And that alone comes with its own challenges. But I don't talk bad about Ghana or Africa because it's where I belong. It's just a matter of settling in. Settling in. And that I will do. Thank you all so much. So much for your prayers, your encouraging words, you looking at all of the videos that we post. You sharing information with us. You liking the channel. You following the channel. You subscribing. You hitting your post notification bell. And even your sharing. Please don't stop. Let's hit 1,000. Help me to hit 1,000 before I leave in April. I want to be able to shout out to someone special. So leave me a comment down below. I'll continue to update you on whether we stay here with all of that or whether we relocate to the new place. You be the judge. You decide what we shall do. I didn't even comb my hair because I was so impressed to do this video. I didn't even put on any clothes. I still have my PJs on because I wanted to do this video. I was impressed that I needed to do it. To be honest, to be open, to be transparent, to be vulnerable to my viewers. And you guys are my family, my viewers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Again, I'm going to repeat, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so that every time we upload a video, you'll be the first to receive it. Thank you to all of our viewers and our followers. This Sunday, stay tuned for more. Goodbye, everyone.